Good afternoon. We are the Pentagon team for your green hydrogen solution. The team consists of William, myself, Tony, Rebecca, and Nakshi. Today, we aim to solve a very crucial problem in the grid. The peak decentralized solar PV energy inputs from the residential homes does not coincide the peak time for demand, leading to large amounts of wasted power and makes the grid unstable. Current response in Victoria imposes energy curtailment, which can result in more than 6% of the solar energy output wasted, and hard curtailments are expected. This must be solved. The Pentagon team is here to help. We have a vision to be a promoter, educator, and coordinator to help transition to green hydrogen future that our community and stakeholders can benefit from. So how do we operate? Our core business solutions are to, firstly, purchase excess electricity from solar PV surplus to reduce grid instability at peak generation. We use renewable energies such as wind and solar to power our hydrogen hubs. Lastly, we established a sustainable energy ecosystem that is self-sufficient and commercially viable. The business model aims to use the amount of curtailed energy during peak generation time from solar PV panels and profit from selling hydrogen gas and generated energy. We will set up decentralized hydrogen hubs. We will buy surplus electricity at a competitive price and later discharging using hydrogen electrolysis when prices rise as demand increases. We will educate and obtain funding from community and commercial spaces. This leads to greater community acceptance for hydrogen. We will work alongside major energy users such as PDV network as starters. In the future, we can grow the model by obtaining more users through marketing and price matching, reducing operation costs, increasing hydrogen production rate, or improving system efficiency. In order to achieve green hydrogen, we source our water supplies from landfills after waste treatment, using existing gray or black water and/or rainwater storage from our hydrogen hubs. The hydrogen generated can potentially be used in decarbonizing the transport sector using hydrogen as fuel, or in chemical industry to produce products such as ammonia and polymer. We can also blend into existing natural gas pipeline to decarbonize the gas system. Otherwise, we can export Australia's renewable energy sources overseas. Further actions required for the team are to understand first the regulations and incentives that can put into the business, the expense of land. We need in-depth understanding of energy industry interrelations to get better pricing and better political things to carry out. We also need realistic data for selling the hydrogen and electricity. Thank you. We are the Pentagon team, and let's take the first step to create green hydrogen future together.
Thank you very much, guys. Great presentation. Sorry, 1 second. Neil, did you have any comments if you are there? I think you still have the same permissions.
I think the team will open. Yep. Perfect.
Neil, you should be able to unmute yourself. Or we can have Naz. You're already good to go. You got any questions?
Yeah, I've got a question. Hi team, great presentation again. You mentioned, first of all, I loved your slogan, the green hydrogen future awaits. So whoever come up with that for full credit. And I also like the vision that you had articulated for the business. You mentioned the purchase of excess solar PV. I'm assuming it's residential solar PV. I'm not sure, it's just an assumption I'm making. Can you elaborate in terms of what business model, obviously you'd be paying for the purchase of that excess solar? What considerations have you given in terms of the price that you'd put into the marketplace to purchase the excess solar?
We were thinking of just going just a couple of cents above the market rate to provide people the incentive to actually sell us the electricity. Then otherwise they could have gotten from by putting it into the grid. Right,
okay. That's a very bold position to take because all around Australia and I think also WA, but there's normally a feed-in tariff which is significantly below the retail cost of energy. So you may be able to reconsider that from an economics perspective to not necessarily be above the retail price.
Okay.
But but that I think we take into account because sometimes these prices, although they fluctuate, it tends to be more of a political and more of sort of governmental relation for the actual project to do. Because Victoria currently have been carrying out a lot of hydrogen projects that's underway, and because hydrogen itself is not highly regulated in terms of safety, and if it's used for like electricity, how will the tax market will be like? How we kind of like how will the business model move around the regulations, incentives, and probably further policies that will be developed, because hydrogen could potentially be a disruptive product in that if we reduce the cost for generating hydrogen gas and kind of generating the electricity from hydrogen gas, then that will become a very competitive thing. So that is something that the team needs to delve further into, but that will really need like really specific data and kind of studies on the law.
I must admit, I also like the fact that you did call out the information that you need to do to gather and to further build out your business model and proposals. So that was really good to sort of, because normally that's often what happens in the real world, that there's a lot of unknowns. And so you need to sort of identify the data that you need to continue to invest in and collect.
It's always better to be prudent in doing like financial decisions. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, my phone rang. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. All right. Well, Neil, are you there and are you able to ask me questions if you like? Or otherwise, Martin can jump in.
Sure. I was wondering what you guys think your competitive advantage is. So if you're buying electricity and then selling it later, wouldn't someone else be able to just copy your business model and then undercut you perhaps and maybe like reduce any profit there's to be made?
So our business model, like what we thought about it was, it's buying and selling of electricity is one aspect of it, but we were looking at other business development opportunities. So when William was talking about things like the transport sectors, to fund other commercial users as well, where we can make that, make an additional revenue stream basically.
Great.
And also if we really set up this business model, it will kind of be a pioneering private/government/commercial area.
True.
So everything will be building at the same time, and we'll also be building the community at our back, because we'll be kind of educating them right about what hydrogen is actually doing. It's not like 5G where they're saying like you have like a lot of kind of noise in the market where you're not sure what that technology is about. So for that, we'll set up webinars, kind of discussion with experts. We'll do websites, a lot of marketing to get things right, and also do like news conferences. So that is just part of the plan to make everything seems legit and pioneering.
Nice, thank you.
All right. I'll give Neil one last chance, maybe using his microphone again. But I'll pass on all his comments to you guys. All right, brilliant. So if we could have